Can two men have babies?
I mean, no.
Okay, that's what I thought.
You say it's a natural law that I don't have a choice on who I marry.
Yeah.
It's natural law that I don't choose who I marry. That's not fair.
No, hold on a second. Why does your own choice matter more than what is true?
What is true?
What do you mean
Exactly.
what is true?
It says in the scriptures, man will do what is ever right in his own eyes.
So the scripture is right.
Of course it is. Yes,
Says
but
who?
okay, says God, but I could get through that.
Wait. What is a God?
Hello guys, today I have this video from Kirk as he debates this particular student, and the way it unfolds will surprise you. Let's jump into the video and watch.
Can two men have babies?
I mean, no.
Okay, that's what I thought.
You say it's a natural law that I don't have a choice on who I marry. It's natural law that I don't choose who I marry. That's not fair.
No, hold on a second. Why does your own choice matter more than what is true?
What is true?
What do you mean
Exactly.
what is true?
That's what we've been talking about the last 2 hours. What is true? What is good? What is beautiful? This is what you guys should be. This is what we should be thinking. Oh, does it come down to you?
Yes, it does.
Come on. So let me ask you a question. So it comes down to you. Wait.
Let me hold it. Come on.
No, we hold it. So was Hitler right when it comes down to you?
No,
Why?
because he just fundamentally disagrees with my beliefs about
Your beliefs. But
Exactly.
Hitler's beliefs killed the Jews. Why was he wrong?
Oh, sorry. Can I just quickly say something about how we just went from talking about the government controlling marriage to Hitler for some reason?
No, but
Can we finish talking
I've
about
listened to your argument for
government
20 minutes. It makes no sense. Totally respectful. Like, you've made no sense for 20 minutes. So I'm going to get to
control? Please,
somebody
guys,
else. So,
listen to what you just said.
Yeah.
I mean, all I've been talking about is the government controlling marriage.
I've been super patient. I've been super patient. Makes no sense.
But
So,
I can say things don't make
It's got-
sense all day. I mean, it's really not that hard.
yeah, got it. Okay, so just question. So, why was Hitler wrong?
Why was something wrong? I mean, you can write a whole essay about that.
Well, tell me one sentence as to why Hitler was objectively wrong.
To me? I mean, to
No,
himself, he was right.
Of course he was. So there's something above you and above Hitler that we're comparing right to. What is that something?
Morality.
Where do we get that from?
How you come up, where you're from, your parents, your culture, I mean, the place you live. I mean, a lot of different
So
things.
are some moralities better or right, more right than wrong than other moralities?
I would say no, because it just comes down to you personally.
Okay, so the Taliban believes it's okay to rape 8-year-old boys called T-boys. Are they wrong?
To me, yes, they are wrong, but to themselves, they think it's right.
Is there... Are they objectively wrong?
Okay, what is an objective? What is the objective?
Well, hold on. Objectively, looking outside,
According to what?
right and wrong.
That comes down to me. And to me, they're wrong. But to them, they're right.
Wow.
I mean, what? That is how it is.
So let me ask you. So the Nazi guards at concentration camps, they thought they were doing right. Were they doing right?
No.
In your opinion or objectively?
In my opinion, no.
But what if they were to say we were doing right?
Well, then we have an argument, me and them. And then we have a fight, and then we have a war, and then it is what it is. That's how it is.
When somebody goes and rapes a woman here on campus, are they wrong?
Yes.
Why?
Because that is something you should not do.
Oh, so they should not do. Hold on a
should not
second.
do it.
You just did a should statement. You didn't do a should statement with the Taliban with little boys. What does should mean?
I mean-
What are you comparing should to?
Myself?
Are you?
Yes.
So it's your morality that
Yes.
triumphs over any objective laws.
I mean, not technically. I mean, at the end of the day, I can do whatever I want. I mean, I'll end up in jail. I'll end up, wherever I end up. But, it's whatever world you live in.
Is that the way we should design society? Everyone does what's ever right in their own eyes?
I mean, no, because it would be kind of chaos at the end of the day.
I agree. So then what standard should we then derive morality from other than opinion?
I mean, there's a lot of standards across the world. I mean, wherever you go, there's different life standards. I mean, the life standards we have here versus South America, Asia,
I
Africa,
agree.
it's all completely different.
Are some better than
I'm
others?
not done. Are some better than others? I mean, it comes down to where you're from. I think, wait, let me finish. I think the standard we have here in America is one of the best ones.
But now
And
you're
I
using
do
different
think-
words.
No, let me finish,
Should,
let me
best.
finish.
So some things are better than others. And then the question is, what is the ultimate good?
This student, is a classic example of digging yourself a hole, then trying to dig yourself out of it, And that's sad, Literally, that's sad. You know, this kid, ladies and gentlemen, he represents the left. You see, and the modern college student. You know, and he's basically his whole age group. You know, and he clings to his ignorance. You know, and says it is good. You know, yet he agrees with every logical discussion that shows that he's wrong. You know, I mean, it's just crazy. You know, I mean, it is. You know, it literally saddens me to see that young men and young women, you know, especially those in colleges, you know, they still need to be taught really what responsibility is. You know, what is knowledge? What is wisdom? You know. It's crazy, literally. It is. Well, let's watch the video further.
You're climbing the ladder, you're getting closer.
It comes down to you.
Does it?
Yes, it does. What is the ultimate good? It's my world. You know, I live in my own world with my things. What I think is good is what I think is good.
You don't understand that's one of the most narcissistic
Yes,
things.
it is. I'm a narcissist. So what? So what?
What if everyone acted the way you just articulated? What would that world look
I
like?
have no idea. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know.
So you probably agree that's a terrible world to live
Yes, it would be, but thank God not everybody's like me. Yes. Thank God.
in. Okay,
Okay, yeah.
we have clarity. Thank you.
Yes, we do. You have anything else you want to talk about? There's a lot more.
I think I understand your worldview pretty well. All about me, no one be like me. You're
So what are you trying to get at, though?
It's obvious, and I've been doing this the whole time. There is a transcendent, eternal, external morality that exists.
So you say there is an objective good and an
Of
objective
course
bad.
there is, yes. And the denial of that is only something we entertain because of how insane modern culture has become.
How has it gone insane?
We say men give birth.
I don't say that.
The Biden administration does.
That's not me.
They say that chest feed. I know, because it's all about you.
You know,
I got that.
The arrogance of these college kids, you know, is genuinely alarming, ladies and gentlemen. It is, you know. I mean, it's as if, like, for a second, you think maybe you're watching like a Hollywood script being acted out. But then when you realize that, no, this is actually real, this is actually someone's son, you know, and his parents, you know, sent him to school to learn, you know, to make a better individual out of himself, you know, and then pretty much this is what you are getting, you know, listening to this young man speak. It's sickening, you know, and it's deeply alarming, like I said. It is, you know, it is. It's so frustrating. Like, is this really happening? I wonder, what are they teaching kids nowadays in schools? What are they teaching kids nowadays in schools? You know, the ignorance and the arrogance of the youth is astonishing. It is. It is astonishing. Oh man, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Well, let's watch further.
Okay? So we've been through that. Only about you, right? Center of the universe.
100%.
It's Copernicus over here, right?
That's me.
So yes, we are now in a postmodern age where it says in the scriptures, man will do what is ever right in his own eyes.
So the scripture is right.
Of course it is. Yes.
Says
but,
who?
Okay, says God, but I can get through that.
Wait. What is a God?
Jehovah, Adonai, the oneness, ethical monotheism that built the world you live in.
So an omnipotent being.
Omnipotent, not omnipotent, but that's okay. So, omnipotent, omniscient. I mean, I could get theological if you want, but even lesser than that, C.S. Lewis developed it called the Tao. Okay, so even this is more agreeable. I'm a Christian, but almost any functioning culture has something called the way. Meaning that there is a better way of living than other ways. And if you compare Confucianism, you compare Roman, Greek,
there's always a way of life.
And it's very similar, and they have some harmonies, and we must develop in the West what is the way. We have said to our kids, there is no way. Do whatever you want. Hate to say it, you articulated it beautifully.
I mean, the way of life changes throughout time. I mean, to say there was one guaranteed best way to live, I mean, I feel like that's two-dimensional.
Is it?
I'd say so. I mean, life is bigger than the two dimensions, black and white, good and bad.
I'm not saying it's good. There's hierarchies or nuances, but wouldn't it be worth spending some time wondering what is the best way to live?
I think about that all the time too, and I've come to the conclusion that it's just up to you. Honestly, I mean, live your life how you want to.
That's not the point. The agency is not that, is the ought to. So the Greeks had a word for this called telos, where you get the word telescope from, far out in the distance, something that you should yearn towards or desire, the best way for humans to live. Now, I believe that's a Christian way. Some people might not agree with that. But you cannot say that we should as a society acknowledge a way is necessary. The founders acknowledged it, where they said the laws of nature and nature is God. We hold these truths to be self-evident. So our whole civilization is built on an idea that there is a way, and we're now teaching our kids, no there isn't, do whatever you want. I'm saying that's really, really dangerous.
I have a question. Can this way change and evolve as time goes on?
It can adapt, but not necessarily for the better. And that's why Christianity is just as applicable today as it was 2,000 years ago. And the founders did not write the Constitution for the times. It was written to stand the test of time, because as much as we try to convince ourselves, human beings don't really change. We're still self-interested, we still lie, we still cheat. That's why the Constitution has lasted. It's the longest lasting political document in history.
So what are you trying to say?
I'm saying that absent an eternal standard, something transcendent.
There is a objective good that we should all strive for.
Yes, and we have to talk about what that is.
Many seem to reject wisdom, dismiss experience, and act as though they have all the answers, and despise, lacking the depth of knowledge, despite lacking the depth of knowledge, they choose pretty much to go, with things, based on how they feel about the thing. Ladies and gentlemen, the truth doesn't care about your feelings. No, it doesn't. The truth doesn't care about your feelings. Okay? Yes, listen, young people. Listen, young people. Come on, Okay. Proverbs 4, verse 7, it emphasized the supreme importance of wisdom in life. It says wisdom is the foundation of success, the key to navigate life complexities and, the guiding force behind good decisions is wisdom. It holds greater value than wealth, than status, really, than, power, really, because wisdom, it directs one, in how to use pretty much all these things effectively. You see? Yeah, therefore, make it your highest pursuit. I'll repeat that again. Therefore, make it your highest pursuit. Right? To seek wisdom, with all diligence that you can master, with all seriousness that you can master. Because really, it's a treasure. Without wisdom, you will perish. You will not live. You can't live. Yeah. You will make mistakes after mistakes that will cost your life. And I wish, these young people get to understand that. Really, I really do. Well, let's watch further.
Sure. What is it? Let me know.
That's the question. Okay. I believe in the ultimate, it's Christ.
Okay.
But in the American context, it's ethical monotheism. That there is an ethical one God that administers a way for your life and you build a civilization on it.
Okay, the thing is, talking about Christianity, Nietzsche, God is dead.
You mean Nietzsche?
Nietzsche, whatever. God is dead. Christianity is a dying religion every single year. The numbers go down. And a while it's going to be gone.
Okay, so I'm going to try to save you here, man. Nietzsche lamented the death of Christianity, just so you know.
I've read Nietzsche, however you want to say it.
It's Nietzsche.
Whatever, big difference.
Okay. Did you read Beyond Good and Evil or Thus Spoke Zarathustra?
I've seen Uber's mention all that shit.
I love that video.
Yeah, which one? Thus Spoke Zarathustra? Beyond Good and Evil. Beyond Good and Evil is a book. Well, maybe I'll be a video game too.
Okay,
But no.
but-
But here's what Nietzsche said,
Can I say
though.
my point? Can I say my point real quick? Just
Okay.
get it out. So according to Nietzsche, God,
Nietzsche.
whatever, it doesn't matter. You get the idea. God is dead according to him. Every single year, Christianity numbers fall, religion's dying.
That doesn't mean it's not true.
Okay, I know, but one day, Christianity's gonna be gone.
No.
Yes, it will be.
It'll be a remnant.
No, it will be a remnant. It will be a small little religion,
but
it
this
will
is
never
also-
have the control it has in the
Yes.
government.
Maybe.
Today, every single day, as
Christianity has ebbed and flowed before. It's gone from martyrdom into exile, into revival. Christianity looked like a dying religion in year 400 and year
That's
1100.
true, that's true.
So, but you might be right, because in our scriptures it does say that we'll be persecuted and that our
100%.
numbers will decrease in false prophets. So you might even be right. I'm not
So
even going to
I'm
deny
trying
it.
to say is, why build a whole culture around something that is going to perhaps die one day?
Well, first of all, we already built it.
And it's falling.
Is
Christianity
it
falling.
is it falling because we're going towards Christianity or away
That's just the
Christianity?
natural way of things. I mean, the Greek religion fell, Rome fell. I mean, things come and go every day.
Wait, hold on. Do people still worship the Greek gods?
No, they do
Yeah,
not.
okay. Well, Christianity has staying power. And by the way, before you get too ahead of yourself, the gospel's spreading in Africa like never before. So Christianity's
I mean,
actually...
they said that years ago.
It's,
They say that
hold on,
every
it's
other year.
increasing worldwide. It's decreasing in America. But hold on to your point. What am I getting at? We could debate taxes and borders. None of this matters if we don't first acknowledge some form of something outside of ourselves needs to exist to have a good and free society. You don't have that. You're going to live in a really crummy, totalitarian
So
country.
you rely on a God to tell you what is good and bad.
Yeah, the God of the heavens and the earth,
Okay.
yes. But even if you don't,
I rely on the community around me to
Well,
tell you what is good and bad.
Yeah, I mean, but hold on. First it was you, now it's the community. You're all over the place. So.
Well, you are a part of the community. You are, you are the community.
Well, that's
you
not-
are an individual
Again,
member.
that's if you rely on the community, then in Nazi Germany you'd be running trains to the concentration camps, right?
Well, that's what people were doing.
And that was wrong.
It was.
Okay. The question is, what's going to prevent us from doing that again?
You could do the same thing with God.
Of course, you can pervert what is true. It does not make what is true wrong.
You know. Oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. You know. The ignorance of today's youth, ladies and gentlemen, never ceases to amaze me. You know, it's as though they move through life with an unwavering confidence in their limited knowledge. Blissfully unaware of the wisdom, that comes only from experience. For instance, it kind of reminds me of the old saying, that says, "Youth is wasted on the young." It couldn't be more accurate. These guys, they possess energy, opportunity, and time, yet so often they squander it. They squander these gifts. They really do. They squander it on trivial pursuits. Failing to recognize the value of the lessons that the older generations have learned the hard way mostly. You see? Because this guy clearly, he didn't come here to exchange knowledge, really. No, he came to pretty much to impose his viewpoint, Maybe he's after leaving the debate and say, "Guys, did you see my debate with Charlie? I totally destroyed Charlie. I won that argument." Maybe that's what he's after. Clicks, comments, likes. Who knows, But, the sad thing or the sad reality of it is that this is a guy who's in an institution where he's supposed to be transformed, become a better individual, through learning, through study, exercise, But it seems as if it's actually the opposite of what's happening today, And that's really sad, Charlie, he could have easily destroyed and embarrassed that kid, but he's choosing, literally you can see, he's choosing to educate him instead, But I don't know if the child is interested in in learning anything, I don't know. He seemed too focused on his own viewpoints, Again, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. And with all that getting, get understanding. That's how a life is transformed. That's how we become better and better. Wisdom, ladies and gentlemen. Wisdom is the most valuable item or treasure any man or woman can ever possess. Let's finish off the video.
It was.
Okay. The question is, what's going to prevent us from doing that again?
You could do the same thing with God.
Of course you can pervert what is true. It does not make what is true wrong. What is true is eternal. Thou shalt not murder. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not covet. Thou shalt not have any gods above
say all
me.
this, but the American government will go bomb
Fair enough.
whatever.
That means they're not living up to the standard. It doesn't make the standard not true.
I just think the standard is something impossible to reach.
Is it impossible, or is it necessary to set for us to strive as close as possible to?
Honestly, yeah, it's a good idea.
Thank
I'd
you.
agree with that. I'd agree. It's a good to set a good.
It's a good telos, a good
I
thing
guess
to
so,
strive
but
for.
listen, but wait. But not everything Christianity says is perfect. That's the thing.
Well, look, I'm happy to defend Christianity, but what I will say, I'm saying even if you just acknowledge, anybody, that there is a better way to live, that is a win. That there is a way that humans ought to live and ways that we should probably avoid. That is at least a refutation of postmodernism, which is what is dominating the land today.
I guess, yeah.
Okay. And that's where you started.
I just think it's just this whole good versus evil is just so arbitrary.
That's very Nietzschean, but it's not.
I respect that.
I'm going to say something radical, okay? A child put in an oven is not subjective. That is morally reprehensible no matter what culture, no matter where you come from. I don't care about your history. I don't care about your shared experience. That's evil.
I agree with you, but
you know why? Because all of a sudden something other than your reason is kicking in, which is your soul.
Because
yes, it is. Because we know at a soul level, it's wrong to put kids in ovens, okay?
But not everyone around the world would agree with that, unfortunately.
Well, they're evil. Thank you. That's an evil thing.
Okay, then we're back at good versus evil. What is that? Black versus white.
Okay, so we could, again, I would say the good is that which is perfected in being.
Okay.
All right?
That's your personal definition.
Well, no, it's Aristotle's, but that's okay.
Okay, gotcha.
So pretty important to
Gotcha.
creating the West, right?
Okay.
But if we build up from that, we
Okay.
understand the greatest thinkers of the West, Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle,
Yeah.
they started with what is good? And
Yeah.
they spent their whole life asking that question.
Yeah.
How often do college kids ask that question?
Rarely.
That's a problem.
Most people rarely think that, though.
That's what I'm getting at, is that if you do not honor that there's something above you, something beautiful, something transcendent, even the possibility, the idea of it, I call it religious. You could call it,
Community, that's what I would call it.
but so philosophos, philosophy, the love of wisdom. Wisdom is the knowledge of things that don't change. We rarely teach kids things that don't change. We teach them things that do change. Knowledge is important. Wisdom is eternal. Wisdom is, what's the best way to live? Are human beings good or bad? What is justice? What should the punishment be for a stolen Snicker bar versus murder? These are the most important questions, right? And we don't contemplate them nearly enough at universities.
The thing is with that is just like the way the world is today, where things are so changing so fast. It's just hard to root something into.
Hold on. Let's go. Are they changing fast, or are they staying the same faster?
Well, going more into that.
Are we better people because we can fly from Phoenix to New York and have Wi-Fi and Twitter, or are we more of the same just in an accelerated way?
I'd say it amplifies who we really are.
Bingo. So we don't change, it just speeds it up. So shouldn't we discover who we are? The nature of man, which is what Aristotle did in his Ethics. He did it better than almost anybody else. That there's an ascendance of virtues, right? The ultimate being courage. The goal of humanity being happiness. He had a word called eudaimonia.
Yeah, feelings don't change. We all feel the same.
Sort of. You're getting close. Yeah, but this is what I'm getting at.
How you feel that changes.
No, that's how you feel.
You can feel happiness,
Yes.
you know, looking at the sun, watching the sunset. But nowadays, the way we can feel that has changed.
Sure.
The way we feel, the way we
changes
do things
slightly,
change.
yeah. But
we are still fundamentally the same.
Yes, and then we want to learn what that fundamentally the same thing is. Thank you, man. I want to get to other people.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
What a roller coaster. What a roller coaster, man. Oh, dear Lord. You know, Charlie is really stepping up, you know, and doing the work that parents, you know, ideally should be doing. Yeah, there's no two ways about it, you know. Parents should be doing this work as their children grow and develop, you see. But when a parent, you know, fulfills this role, ladies and gentlemen, they help their children to become well-rounded individuals, you know, who are compassionate, who are responsible, you know, pretty much, you know. But whenever this responsibility is overlooked, that's where the problem happens, you know. That's where catastrophe, you know, all of a sudden, you know, comes into play, you see. And I think what Charlie really is doing is literally filling in the gap, you know, and his actions, you know, they demonstrate a deep sense of care, you know, commitment, you know, stepping into the role that pretty much, you know, to a great extent requires patience, you know. Oh my goodness, Charlie is patient, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, you know. He's so patient, and that's something that's truly remarkable, you know, and kudos to him for that, you know. Kudos to him for that. It's inspiring, literally. Yeah, you know. Well, I will say this. Without a clear moral code, you know, to guide our decisions, every action and belief, you know, is reduced to an endless cycle of intellectual debate, literally. And, you know, where concepts, you know, can be twisted, you know, redefined to rationalize even the most immoral behaviors, you know. In other words, it's not good enough, ladies and gentlemen. It's not good enough, you know. Without objective moral standards, right and wrong become subjective. That's really what Charlie, you know, was trying to, you know, pretty much to show this kid, you know, whom he was debating, you know. Yeah, I mean, it's not good enough, you know. I mean, because that will leave room for people to justify good, to justify evil, you know, under the guise of logic, you know. And it's never justifiable. You cannot justify evil. No matter what, which culture you come from. No. It can't, you know. I mean, what should be clearly condemned, you know, becomes a matter of opinion, you know, allowing moral boundaries to shift based on convenience rather than truth. When that happens, ladies and gentlemen, that's actually literally is the beginning of an erosion of a society. You see? Yeah, and I truly admire Charlie because, you know, he was really patiently trying to pretty much, you know, uncover it for this young guy, you know, whom he was debating to see it for himself, you know. Because a lot of times, you know, especially with the young guys nowadays, especially those in the schools, in the high schools, colleges, you know, there is a lot of brainwashing that's happening, you know. The manipulation of minds, you know, with false narratives, you know, one-sided viewpoints, you see? Yeah, and that's usually what happens when one spends a lot of time watching CNN, MSNBC, ABC, you know, all those programs, The Veil, all those extreme left programs. Literally, that's what happens, you know. Yeah, and when you watch a video like this, you wonder, what are they teaching the kids in schools nowadays? You know, it's crazy. And my deepest desire is that this guy will someday identify and discover the truth for himself. Yes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this one, be sure to click this one also. See you again next time.